Hey Matthew, how are you doing today? Your microphone is turned off.
AI
Yeah,
companion is on. How you doing? You right?
cool.
Good, good. I'm just trying to I've got where did I put my
You have 5 minutes to prepare everything, so
yeah, I'm just I've got the doc. I'm just kind of looking for the videos. That's all. Is this it? Updated investor deck? No. It's a good video though. Hang on. Oh yeah, maybe I could. Maybe if I use this version, this actually has videos in it. Hmm. Oh yeah, okay. That might work. I use this version instead. Okay. Okay. I'll pull that version instead. Hmm?
hi Artyom. Good to
Hey
see
there.
you. How are you doing?
Good to see you too. All good. Hi, Matthew.
Hi, how you doing?
All good. How's it
Good.
going?
I'm good, thank you. I just did a weird thing. How do I undo that? Separate views. There you go. Thanks very much. Okay. Okay, great. Oh no, I did want that. Just want the video from this one. Where is it? Okay, whatever. Anyway, all good. So, yeah, so we'll follow the format and all is well. I'm
Yeah,
looking
cool.
forward
Like we
to
have
it.
a couple minutes to start. I believe the translation is yeah, translation should be worked on X and YouTube. Let me check. Stream. Yeah, we're already live. We have already 30 viewers. Wow, that's great. And on YouTube. Yeah, everything great. So yeah, I believe we can start. So hey everyone, welcome to this epic AMA session with Triumph Games, the blockchain gaming studio crashing in with PvP battles and Battle Rise open world MMORPG vibes in Illumia. So welcome Matthew. Also we have Artem from G61 here for extra firepower. So quick rundown. After last AMA session last week, we had a lot of discussion about GameFi. I wrote an article on LinkedIn, got a lot of comments, a lot of discussion under it. There are two camps basically who support GameFi and things Like it will grow soon, and investors just make mistakes. And also there are another camps that like think that GameFi has died. So I'm pretty skeptical on GameFi just because I believe we will not use this anymore. We will use just game terminal in the future. But anyway, here's Matthew. He's in trenches. He has like a studio with two excellent games, which are pretty popular now. So I would love to hear it from your side. How is it working on blockchain games in 2026? So its microphone is yours. Please share with us everything you want to share today.
That's great. Hi, everybody. I'm Matthew Niggy. I am the COO of Triumph Games. There, I have to duck under my logo because I cannot find the turn auto zoom off, but we're good. Happy to be here. I have been in computer games for a very long time, guys. I was the designer of Die Hard Trilogy and Alien Trilogy for PlayStation 1. My kids say I'm the GOAT, but that's okay. Yeah, so Triumph Games, we were built, we created ourselves to make Battle Rise, which is one of our titles. I'd love to show you. I'm going to show you like a little bit of the deck because I've got a really interesting take on GameFi in general. I agree with you, Danielle. I very much agree with you that GameFi is a really odd state at the moment. And I think as an odd state as it is, I think it's important that we look at it. So I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna turn this slideshow on for a second, okay? So we've been looking at GameFi. We're like, we are gonna redesign GameFi with AI enhanced games. Like that is our mission. I'm a designer by heart. I think you can solve most problems with design solutions. So first, Triumph Games, we originally were just going to make one game. Now we've got three games, and we're going to make even more games as we move forward. But we've got some decent impressions, some decent engagements, some good unique active wallets. Revenues are going up. It's great. But we were looking at why did game tokens fail in the past? And we're like, well, why? Why indeed? Single game tokens, extractive economies, a Web3 audience only, or Web3 barriers to entry, right? Or some people were doing finance for games, but they didn't even have a game. They didn't have a demo, only a demo. Sometimes they only had paperwork, or they had really experienced devs, or they were low quality games, or monotonous, repetitive gameplay. So we at Triumph Games were like, we need to turn this on its head. We redesigned it. We are making a studio ecosystem token that goes across every game that we make, be it a big game or a little game. We are balancing the economic loops with various things, and one of the things is skill to earn. Skill to earn means that the players who are playing the game are the ones who get rewards, and we can control the pots. I'll explain more later. We're like, let's make free-to-play mobile and PC games with gamified Web3. The idea of a Web 2 plus 3 game, okay? So we can still hit 3 billion mobile phone gamers and 2 billion PC gamers. It's really important for business model. We're not a charity. We are a business. We need to make money. It's just we need to be able to pay for more development and more games. Web 2 style onboarding, that's another one. Like if a Web 2 player, a normal gamer, they don't want to know about Web3. They just want to play a game. If they later find that they actually have something that's of value, a friend says, "Oh, you've got the Axe of Gormenghast. That's so cool. That's worth $500." And then the player goes, "What do you mean it's worth $500?" And they go in the marketplace. You're going to find out you already have a wallet. What's a wallet? Don't worry about it. It's called a treasure pouch. Don't worry. You're connected to the real world. And put this item up for sale and put it up for $500. Somebody will buy it off you. Welcome to the world of Web3. We've just converted a normal gamer, a mobile phone gamer, into a Web 2 plus 3 gamer, okay? So what else? We redesigned it. We're like, what else is going to make GameFi work? We're like, we're launching. We already have 3 games. So when our token launches, we have 3 games at launch already using the token. Our devs are experienced, and AI is really important these days. Endless replay through AI driven random number generation and learning so that your game doesn't get boring. These are the important things that we were talking about. So this is our studio token. It's a little bit different. It feeds into every single game. I was talking about GameFi. So, GameFi, yeah, staking rewards, sure. Buybacks and burns, we'll build a digital asset treasury, all that stuff, right? But player rewards. Now, how do we balance it? Skill to earn. Tournaments. We can control the pot. We can control how much token is going out. If we're doing well in the token and we're doing well in the sales of the game, we can put more money in the pot. We can incentivize our players. And user generated content. These loops are really important. I'm going to go through all that in a second. So try to compete. Okay, so skill to earn, controlled release of token. We cycle the players to different areas of the game. We can say, hey guys, play dungeon this week. The top 100 people are going to split this pot. Play this next week in Illumia. We're going to split this pot. So we've got a real controlled release of the token to the players, and the players have a fair chance. Okay. User generated economies make games go viral. So why not use crypto, use Web3, the blockchain? Let's give the player some tools where you get, online tools. Let them make their own dungeon. Let them put an NFT in as the main prize. They've got a set price. All the players want that NFT because it's worth $1,000, right? So then they play there. So the player who made the dungeon gets paid by the players who want to win the NFT. Perfect. Live prediction market. I know live prediction market is all the rage, right? But we can make tournaments inside the game at any point. Players are able to watch other people playing tournaments against each other, and they're able to put a little wager on. So look down in the right hand corner here. Look, there's a Try Me and Tumawal are fighting each other. Who gets first kill? 25 try. So it's our triumph token. Everybody, I think Try Me's going to get first kill, right? And then we split the pot between the winners, right? And an NFT marketplace, instead of sending players outside the game, keep them in the game. Let them mint the stuff in the game. Let them buy and sell to each other. It's just going to be so much smarter, right? And let's talk about AI. Emotive AI. AI is a great buzzword. AI is really important. We got 1.2 million euros from as an innovation grant winner, and we made really cool technology. Our non-player characters have emotion. They have backstory. They're not boring, right? So, and we can use the same AI to create the story arcs for the user generated content and to make a dungeon master. You can't have a dungeon without a dungeon master conveying the story, right? So we've got a dungeon master at the moment in Battle Rise. You can, and if you gain his trust, he will show you an off menu item that you can buy. And as you gain his trust more and more, the price goes down. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun mini game, right? And we're going to do all sorts with the AI. We've got Immersi.ai subscription model. You're able to make whatever you want. And in the future, there'll be technology licensing. But so these are our products. Look at Bear's Battle Rise. There's a battle going on as we speak. Okay, it's Dungeons and Dragons for your mobile phone, right? It does have blockchain hookups. It's live on Google and Apple already. Okay, the people downloading it, if they're not Web3 players, they're just players. They're just playing the game. They like it. It's at 85,000 downloads already. Okay, ArmorX is like Monster Hunter for Web3. It's already the alpha. You can play it on Ultra, Hyperplay, Carve, Gaimin as well. Be nice if these looped. And, and so you can play it. It's had over 350,000 wallets signed up for the closed beta. We also just launched a version on Yam. And Yam means you can play without even having to download it. Very cool. Look out for that. And we acquired Legends of Illumia. It's like Diablo and Dungeon Hunter for Web3. Okay, here it is in the corner. It's a lot of fun, and it's just very enjoyable. It was originally an NFT gated game. We relaunched it in October on Google as a free to play game. It's coming to Epic, and we've just announced it's going to be coming to iPhone. Our DAU is now up at around 9K a month. Okay. So players like the games. This is important. How are we going to rescue GameFi, guys? By making games that players like, right? We just got to make games. We got to get them out there. Battle Rise, 4.6 average score on Google and App Store, okay? 85,000 downloads already, right? Our combined socials across all our social media platforms is approaching 300K, right? Illumia hit #2 in the ZK EVM charts. And as I said, it's up to 9K DAU now. So, like, we're doing something right. Okay. Can I keep going, Daniel? Have I got a little bit longer? Yeah. Okay.
It's amazing. What is a man like? Matthew has this energy, this cool life every time, and every time Matthew tells something, I just want to listen because yeah, I love this energy, man. Okay, so yeah, that's great that you already have results, and your games already are popular and people love them. So why, in your opinion, Web3 games failed in the past? And what steps you make to avoid these mistakes?
It is such a good. So I'm gonna escape out of this. I'm gonna go back here. Why why have they failed in the past? Why is such a good question, right? And you know, like I don't know if people are seeing this. So, right? Why did they I think people keep just trying to repeat the success of Axie Infinity, and they're not quite doing it. They don't realize that Axie Infinity was a real exciting, it was the perfect time, the perfect place, the perfect game, right? It was novel, it was new, it hit the zeitgeist, and it started to make people money, right? And but there, even Axie had its issues, right? So it did great, but like even it had its issues. It was a single game. It was, it didn't. We've got to look at the economics, okay? Extractive economics alone is not going to cut it. It's going to kill games. It's going to kill tokens, right? It's just not going to work. This is why we're like, okay, we need to reward the players, right? The people who are playing. But we also need to create other offerings as well. So I was talking about this. Let me go here for a second. Can they still see my my board?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Why am I talking about ecosystem expansion? Okay. Why am I talking about players being able to um, look at each other's titles and make predictions within the app? Okay, this is players earning a bit of our token and then interacting with each other rather than it just being an extractive token. Okay, we actually worked with some digital guys called Calia Digital when we created our tokenomics. Okay, and we purposely worked with them to create a system, a mathematical system that looks at the market, looks at the volume of Tri token, looks at the pricing of Tri token, right? And tells us this week, put out this many tokens to your audience. Okay. By doing this, by using mathematics to do this and economics to do this, we can if we needed to put 50,000 more Tri token into the world, we can split it amongst our various games or our various titles. Okay, let's go back, right? Or do I want to go forward actually? Yeah, no, this is good, right? Okay, okay. So skill to earn is our giving out to the community. Okay, it is a controlled release of token. By doing this in this way, it means that it will be fair to the players, it'll be fair to us, but we will still be giving out to those who are in the know. Okay. And it means that if there's been a great trading week and we've got some great gains, we can give some of those gains back to the players. Okay. We can also cycle players to different areas of the game that, like, hey, nobody's playing this bit and this bit's really fun. Let's get them playing this. We can create a new area of the game with that nobody's played before and get people in so that it's definitely a skill-based thing rather than pay to win. Okay, let's talk about user-generated content. This loop that we're creating, where the creator invests in an NFT pack that's going to have a unique NFT that's going to be very high powered within the game. Everybody's going to want it. It's going to be valuable. We're not in control of the value. The players are. So they take a little. They invest in the pack. They make a dungeon. Other players pay them a little bit, just a bit of try token, because you can earn a bit every week, right? There are various means of earning it. So you don't have to go out and buy it. You can earn a bit, and then you can invest that bit to try to get this user's play his dungeon, get to the end, you have the same random chance to win the top prize that is worth hopefully hundreds or thousands of dollars, right? So the person invested, they made the dungeon, they get paid a portion of the cost to play the dungeon, which is cheap. It's cheap as chips, right? It's a you know if Tri token was going to launch at 0.015, and if it's 10 Tri token, you're talking 15 cents, to get to play their dungeon to maybe win 500 or 1,000, and that adds up over the time. So the user gets, they get monetized, and so on and so forth. And we'll do the same with crafting and modding items within the game. Okay, the tournaments. We have a live PvP tournament within the game. Okay, we've got normal tournaments within the game where you have to build your characters up and you play against each other. You get on the leaderboard. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a tournament that's banded, that you go in, you start a tournament, and a bunch of people who are in the same power level as you join, and you guys play live against each other. You each put a bit in the pot, and the winner takes either the whole pot or the winner this first, second, and third prize, depending on how big the tournament is. These are the kind of things that need to happen. These are this is just some of the thinking that we're doing to try to change the Web3 game landscape.
Mm-hmm. So we moved from, let's say, play to earn games where you have incentive just like to make simple quests or grinding some stuff in the game to the whole economic ecosystem with incentives for like tasks that you as a game studio thinks should be rewarded right now to incentive people to doing some activities in game, plus like predictions and engaging not only players but viewers, creating some like rewards pool for doing tasks or maybe battles or whatever. That sounds interesting. One of the main ideas that I heard from people that like in the past we had tokens that were pegged to one game, and the solution is creating not token for one game, just for studio. But I also have like a question. So we had in the past pretty successful worlds like World of Warcraft or some other games, which without any blockchain, had actually ecosystem where you can earn money with assets that like cost real value. And now, like when we talk about studio token, what makes this approach unique? Okay, like you had one game, people can earn there, but when we have free games, in free games people can earn token. What different? Like what happened? What changed here? My idea and my question: how will you create interconnection between all the games, and why it will help your economy, not just ruin it?
That's the good questions. Good questions. Okay. Now we're starting with three games, and obviously those are big games. Battle Rise has been around for a while. Illumia is a big sprawling game, and there's land coming in the future. It'll become more and more like World of Warcraft in the future. I mean, World of Warcraft was once the eighth largest economy in the world, except it was fake. It wasn't a real economy. It didn't have real world value, right? So imagine Illumia. Imagine if we could get like a tenth of the way, even 1% of the way near what World of Warcraft was. Okay. But it's tied to real world. It's tied to real world assets. Okay. One of the issues, one of the reasons I got so excited about Web3 when I heard about it, my teenage boys, they played CSGO and various other games. But my eldest, when he was 13, he's like, Dad, I've got this knife. It's worth $200. I've got this other one. It's really rare. It's worth $300. And I'm like, how do you get the money for it? He goes, you can't. I go, what do you mean you can't? He's like, well, you could trade it for in-game currency. Like, well, what do you mean it's worth $300? He's like, well, I've seen on some of the websites, people are trading on the websites, but if you get caught trading on the websites, it's not good or whatever, or you get kicked out. And so, like, when I heard about Web3, I'm like, oh my gosh, the blockchain solves this issue. He tried, bless him, he tried to sell it. He got ripped off. He gave the knife before the person sent the money, and that was it. It was gone. He lost it, right? I'm like, blockchain solves this issue. Blockchain by taking it's just a normal game. Okay. We're making a normal game. We're just putting a bit of blockchain economics and technology in the background. Okay. So by creating an in-game marketplace, it's safe. The blockchain solves that. It like the person's finances, the blockchain sees the finances there, they see the NFT there, and they just swap them. Yay, smart contracts. Hurrah. Nobody gets ripped off, right? The NFT is registered in the blockchain. It has, like I'm teaching people how to suck eggs. You guys know how the blockchain works, right? And so that's just one aspect of it. Like that's one thing that it solves, okay? But having a studio-wide ecosystem token, okay? Now, what if we create a new NFT that allows you've been working on Battle Rise for a while, you built a character up, he's level 30 on Battle Rise. Okay, he's power level, he's 7-star and he's very powerful and he's this and he's that, right? But he's only in Battle Rise. Well, what if we gave you the ability to mint that character? By the way, this isn't available yet, but this is in the roadmap, okay? What if we gave you the ability to mint that character and bring him into Illumia? What if we gave you the ability, you've got a level 50 power character in Illumia. What if we gave you the ability to mint that character and bring a copy of him into Battle Rise? What if we started to allow these things? Using NFT systems to be able to say, you would need to invest in being able to do it, but we let you. What if you were able to earn Tri Token in Battle Rise, like you've got a level 50 character in Battle Rise, and you're more easily able to earn Tri Token in Battle Rise, but you're able to take the Tri Token because it's in your wallet, the same wallet's connected to Battle Rise and Armor X. And you go into Armor X and some new cool weapon NFT comes up for sale for, 100 Tri Token. Well, you already have them. You earned them in Battle Rise. Now you get to cross seed. What if we take the IP of Armor X and we make a real simple game? Illumia, look at this Illumia Dungeons that we've got on this page, okay? This is a 2D Telegram game that we've been developing. We don't have to just have it in Telegram. We can put it on a website. We can put it in Facebook. We can put it in TikTok. We can put it in Telegram. It's like a 2D representation of the Illumia game, side scroller. It's a lot of fun, right? So what if you could earn a bit of Tri token there? Or what if you were able to take Tri token that you earned in the main game or in Battle Rise and buy something in the little game that you want? So by creating this single token technology that goes across anything that we do, we give the token a lot more utility, a lot more ways for the player to earn it, and a lot more player ways for the player to spend it. That's
Mhm.
what we're thinking.
Yeah, like sounds interesting. I think I would love to see the realization. As my like TradFi background, I mostly want to speak about tokenomics. I love these things, but I also see that Artyom has a lot of questions, and I believe like he's considering his experience in game world and in marketing world. I think he has a lot of questions and ideas about go-to-market strategy, user acquisitions, user retention, and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, Artyom, please, mic to you.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. Hi, everyone. It was a fantastic intro, fantastic presentation, and it was actually a struggle for me to stay silent for this whole time, for this half an hour. So
Bless you.
I, uh, I was really impressed by the I would say how smoothly all the three products of yours interact with each other and how they form an ecosystem. And you mentioned Axie Infinity as something uh, like a voice from the past, the roots of all GameFi. And I really wanted to say something here, since the game I've been managing back in 2023, 2024, we had Jaiho, if you are familiar with him, the founder of Axie Infinity and Sky Mavis, as our consultant. So I was lucky to have almost daily conversations with him. And what he said, I mean, 2023 was 2 years after the peak of Axie Infinity's success. What he said was the that he completely didn't expect that such thing as gaming guilds would arise, and the users will be able to get to earn with scholarship systems, as he called them. So basically, a scholarship system is when you rent your NFT to somebody else, let's say to a crypto user, a GameFi enthusiast from countries with, let's say, lesser income, who are willing to make their living from the games. And this is basically how everyone started earning from Axie Infinity, and everyone was enjoying it at the same time. If you don't have time, you just pay someone to play it for you, and then you come home from work and you enjoy your character be reaching maximum level cup and all that kind of stuff. So this was the secret of their unprecedented success, which lasted for long, but not too long, right? Well, like the token, it didn't survive that long. Then we had what? The buyback and burn systems, which I couldn't hear in your speech. Did I miss it anyhow? Or you have other methods of like you said that you control the supply. You can reallocate and predict the demand on your token. But do you have buybacks and burns anyhow planned in your
Yeah,
economy?
definitely. Buyback and burn, staking rewards,
Right,
buyback and burns for sure. We've got an interesting thing now. I mentioned several times that the player pays a little here or pays a little there of the Tri token, right? So they're in the game. They've done various things. They're able to earn, they're able to earn, a little bit, kind of a little bit per day, right? And then
right,
skill to earn, they're able to earn larger amounts, right? But then there are things within the game that require the entry to that area of the game require some of the Tri token. So, we're just treating the Tri token as another currency within the game. typical mobile phone and PC free to play games can have multiple currencies. You've got the one that you buy off Apple and Google, and then you've got the one that you can earn a bit more of within the game, right? Um, so on these things that are gated, or even things that the players play with each other, so the user generated content dungeons, or the NFT marketplace, or the tournaments where they play against each other. Okay, it's done on a it's everything is done on, at the moment it's planned as 70/30. We'll obviously review that as we are moving forward. It's always done on a 70/30. So 70% always goes into the pot for an immediate reward. Okay, 10% gets held in a pool, and the pool builds, and when the pool gets really big, then we release it back as like a much bigger tournament. Okay, and the pool gets played for. And 10%, actually, you know what? Apologies. I think we changed it from 70/30. I think we changed it to 85 and 15. So 85% goes into, like, if a creator makes a dungeon, 85% of the entry fee goes to them. 5% gets burned for economic reasons. 5% gets pooled and in one sort of pool, and 5% goes back into the ecosystem treasury. Okay, which can
I see.
still get burned or could still get pooled. So yeah, we
Seems
are
rather
we are
balanced, yeah.
yeah.
I see, I see. That's really nice, knowing that you have it all in mind. And I love the fact that you also mentioned World of Warcraft. There was a Daniel who did so. Like to me, after I don't know, 6, 7 years of playing this game, every time a new patch arrives, it keeps me for a period of 3 months, 3.5 months, not more. But with your intercompatibility system that you are able to uh, go from one game to another and have your progress going every in these three direction in every of these three directions, it seems like that your user stays motivated to continue playing, so that there will be more demand on the token. There will be more life basically to it. But in terms of a user, I really would love to know your thoughts on like this Web 2, Web 3 differentiation that I can clearly see that you mostly focus on a quality Web 2 user who comes to play, not to flip. And but at the same time, I've heard that you have plans on expanding to some exchanges, and this inevitably has to go together with some Web 3 marketing, let's say Web 2.5 marketing. Can you share your plans on this too? For me, as a marketing manager, this would be a fantastic chance to discover some valuable information.
Yeah, yeah, great. Okay, so we've taken an interesting approach. Now, listen, we we, we didn't get it perfect. We Triumph Games, the Battle Rise has actually been out for like 2 years. Okay, a little longer than 2 years, right? We didn't get it. We haven't got it perfect. We have learned a few lessons along the way, right? And what we realized is that um, Web3 gamer marketing, Web 2 gamer marketing are very different animals, right? Even an investor marketing, token marketing to investors. Again, it's a very different animal. We purposely chosen a lot of the partners that we have, okay? So this is part of our GTM strategy. This is our team have been around for a while. These are some of our backers, okay? Backers and partners like Arbitrum and Immutable. In the early days, Tezos Beam Scale were like really important to us. Lately, Somnia's kind of come on the market as well, but Arbitrum is where the token is going. It is going to be an Arbitrum. Arbitrum are, Arbitrum and AVAX are probably two of the largest, and Immutable, the three largest kind of. We are here for games. We're here to stay, right? Um, so the token is on Arbitrum, 90%. It's got a 10% carve out, ZK EVM carve out that goes to Immutable. We signed a nice deal with Immutable to move Illumia over to Immutable exclusively for a minimum of 12 months. Battle Rise has been a multi-chain game since day one. ArmorX has been a multi-chain game since day one. But with Arbitrum being the token, it means that the token exclusive to Arbitrum. It means that we've just got a really a great partner who is definitely here to stay. And Immutable and Arbitrum, I mean, all these chains have lots and lots of users, and that's what we were after. We want to make sure that we can get the Web3 element, the web across to their users, so that their users can benefit from it. But in terms of poised to go live, so the games, we've had a huge campaign on Immutable Play. They've been absolutely brilliant. We got over 200,000 new followers via Immutable Play, and it's been absolutely, it's been brilliant. We ran the campaign thinking our token was launching in September. But we were waiting for our main seed partner to finish and sign their contracts. So we held the token back to October, and then we got really twitchy. I can't tell you why, because the market was like October, it was going well, but we got twitchy, and like I always follow my instinct. Both Ryan and I, Ryan's ex Mirror World, ex Sonic EVM, ex Axie Infinity Dynamite Guild, right? And we both went, we better not launch. We can't launch. And like we paused the launch, and the next day was that first giant Bitcoin dump, where it went from like 120 to it was crazy. Anyway, we dodged a bullet. Our token launch is still coming up in 2026 now, but we were working with Immutable. It was great that everything was working. We've had some fantastic campaigns with Arbitrum. We are targeting the games to both Web2 and Web3. Okay. One of the partners we've signed, Warp Games, they've got their TGE coming up. But Warp Chain, these guys are ex-Runecraft. They've been around for a long time. And we've been doing everything on our own, but we've signed a deal with Warp for user acquisition. Okay. So it is purposely going to target new users, normal mobile phone gamers and PC gamers across the North American territories to start with, and maybe some in Europe as well, right? Because ultimately, those players, they're not out to try to make a few dollars a day. They're just playing a game. They want to play a game. It's got to be fun. It's got to look beautiful. It's got to be enticing to them. They're playing under the normal mechanics. They're paying. It's a free to play game. They get invested. They pay. This helps fund the studio, helps fund everything that we do. We can even take we might be able to take some of those proceeds and somehow put it back to the Web3 players. I'm just going to leave it like that because I think one is not allowed to suggest other things lest one becomes a security. Um, like but the go-to-market strategy. So we are doing partnerships. We are talking to KOLs and partner KOLs. We were doing loads of guild game nights and loads of events and AMAs and all that kind of stuff. We're doing all that because, we got a huge campaign with Tempest across Brazil, Latin America. It was brilliant. With thousands and thousands of views and lots of new players. We just literally finished on January 31st, a campaign into Japan with Cube, the guys at Cube. We've had several thousand new players as a result of that. So we are we're having to think, and we're having to create 3 different streams of marketing and user acquisition so that we can target normal players, blockchain players, and we're reserving. We've got a campaign that we've written up that we're ready as we get like the 2 months lead up to the token launch. So so
It
that'll
is
help you guys.
it is fantastic. I am gonna burst into tears now because basically the things I was willing to say is I was up to really suggest going for Latin American market since it was such a brilliant user base foundation for every game that I ever worked with. Then I was about to suggest going for Cube in Japan because this was our major partner back in 2023 when I was with Metastrikers, who basically made us top two in Japan after the Sandbox. We were the top two game there at the time, but you already did that. In like finally some game guild nights done too. Like I'm actually happy to hear it all. I'm impressed that you guys seem to know ins and outs of everything. In considering that you are as good in the game development as you seem to be in I would say not marketing but natural growth. This will be a huge success for sure. You showed one slide with some numbers, with some digits of your existing community and your plans, I think. Uh, I'm genuinely uh, curious to know, like, where do you have your most downloads from? You mentioned like North America's and Europe's communities, but do you have any more?
Yeah,
That yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
One of the things we have got, and it's way back on this slide, right? With Immutable, look at that spread of cities, spread across the globe. And I'm also aware this is just slightly out of date, but look at that spread. We've got like nearly 20% spread across the three games in tier one territories. Those tend to be free to pay. They're not all free to play players. They're not all Web2 players. There are some Web3 players there, but normal income for the company tends to come from those tiers, right? About 25 to 30% average. Oh yeah, 25% average are coming from the tier two territories, and then like over 50% is coming from the tier three territories. So we have a huge following in Indonesia and Philippines, and some of the other African and Latin American countries, which has been fantastic. We It's interesting. Web3 players, people are like, oh, you can't monetize Web3 players. And of course, you can't monetize them if you're putting tier one free to play type prices into your games. No, of course you can't monetize them. $5 is a big deal in some of these places. $5.99 for a battle pass. It's a big deal in some of these places. So no, but you can still put voluntary ad watching within the game. Battle Rise has voluntary ad watching, and as soon as we kind of pointed it out to people, they did start to watch some ads. So it is still possible to monetize Web3, especially if you tie a bit of token to the ad watching. watch
Right.
watch to earn, kind of thing. So yeah, so
Sure.
we do have a nice spread. Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm happy to see Philippines among the list because this
Yeah.
was initially the country that made, I mean, the community that made Axie Infinity go as viral as they are.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, they so you do some in-app advertising as well, right? With the ads and
Yeah. What I don't like the ad to interrupt. I don't want to force a player to have to watch an ad. I want them to, to want to watch. So ultimately, we're
make a
relying on the
deliberate
game.
decision. I see.
Yeah, exactly. We're
Yeah,
relying on the
sorry.
game to be
Mhm.
fun and the people to want to play. We're not quite at the moment ahead of the Tri token launching. And people have been stacking a version of Tri token within Battle Rise called Battle, because originally each of the games were going to have their own token and there was going to be a studio token. Now we're kind of turning it on its head. And so the token that people have been earning within the game will be exchangeable for Tri token in the future is the way that we're going to do it, right? But like we literally, there are certain tasks they can do to get a bit of battle already, and people have been doing it for like a year, so they're stacking battle already. And one of them is watch some ads, watch watch some ads, and you'll get a bit of battle. So I like to make it voluntary. Keep it that way. That it's the engaged user, the one who, got a bit of time in the game, a bit of skin in the game. They're the ones who usually watch the ads.
Right. Yeah, so this is a more of a seamless process. If you are deliberately willing to get this and that resource or reward, you decide towards an ad. This is truly a Web3 spirit of decentralized decision making. You're not forced to anything, and I find this personally fantastic. And hopefully, some Web2 games would adopt this as well. What you are pioneering at least in my opinion. Uh, yeah, I'm happy to hear that you have your marketing strategy sorted. I would certainly put an emphasis on the guilds, on some performance marketing, on streams. Do you guys have any superstars you're willing to attract by your side? Maybe someone we know from Web2, those who watch Twitch, Kick, perhaps they do know some names.
Yeah, I mean, Storming has done some great stuff for us, part of our Tempest campaign, and there's a few more on the who are involved with Tempest who were also involved. We were part of the OTK Expo last year, got some exposure there. But actually, we were literally through one of the Arbitrum. Arbitrum have a lovely a grant system called Quest Book, and through the Arbitrum, we were able to do both Tempest and Cube, and we have a Twitch campaign left to do. So we're hoping to speak with Peekaboo, Esfand, or Zaryu. If you're hearing, guys, we're looking to get in touch with one of you guys to do a campaign with us. We're good friends with Icy as well. We've done a lot of AMAs with Icy, and that's been a lot of fun. But yeah, yeah. So literally, it's time to get the Twitch campaign going, and we have a bit of budget for it. So I'm excited. I hopefully we can get a decent name to come alongside and just um enjoy the games basically. But it's really funny though. I love the guys at Warp. They're absolutely brilliant. Red Viking, adore you, Justin, the team, everybody. You guys are amazing. And we were brainstorming and strategizing with them as well. And they said this really interesting thing. They said, you know what? I know this is going to sound counterintuitive to Web3, but go hard for Web2, get those numbers, get in the press, and all those streamers who probably know Triumph games but haven't streamed yet um because you haven't engaged them with payment to stream. Once your name is out there and these games are going absolutely viral, chances are they're going to want to stream your game. It's going to be a little bit different. Instead of pay to
It's
stream.
going to be a green light for basically everyone. For I haven't seen Steam in your game distributing partners, but it will be for sure. I mean, your uh, further journey will be seamless, and as long when you get these numbers, partnering with Web3 streamers, Web2 streamers, superstars, it will all come with the flow.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. We're doing Epic first because Epic are very pro. They don't mind Web3. They don't mind a bit of blockchain technology. Steam, we're just being more careful with. We're navigating, but we have navigated Apple so far for Battle Rise. So,
It's all
um,
right, yeah. If, as long
I
as you did Apple, there is no barriers, no obstacles for you with Steam.
Yeah, yeah. The only reason that we're not we haven't gone to Steam yet with Battle Rise is only because the PC version that we currently have is basically playing the mobile version on a PC rather than having a
I see.
PC UI. So this is a I just it is coming though. It's in the roadmap. Definitely before the end of 2026, we'll have a legitimate Battle Rise PC version with PC UI, and it'll go on Epic. It'll go on Steam. Illumia's already has PC UI, and after we finish the iPhone version, which is hopefully out by the end of out in March, Epic and Steam will be next for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, that's incredible roadmap. And we're already live for 50 minutes, but we have really great questions from our community. So I would ask several of them. So the first one would be from your competitor, by the way, from another gaming studio. So how do you see interest in GameFi rising from the ashes like the Phoenix in today's market? And what needs to happen for that transformation to actually take place?
Do you know what? Like, oh, I, it's been really sad actually going out to investors working towards a token launch and watching game project after Web3 game project after Web3 game project go under. It's been like sad. Like some of the games that I've seen go down, I'm like, oh, not that one, not that one. Oh, that was so good, you know. And I don't, you know, we're called Triumph. You know, we have to triumph. You know, we we have to succeed. You know, this is why we've been making all the changes we've been making and all the things that we've been doing. So, um, I would really say, I think hopefully we've got the magic recipe to make this work. Hopefully we're doing the right thing. You know, we do listen to our advisors a lot, right? Um, I would definitely say that if you're going only as a Web3 game only, that it's a mistake because the Web3 audience is too small and the Web3 gamers are not investors. So, you know, I mean, I don't mean that in a mean way. I just mean like if you're hoping, if your studio, you know, if you need millions to come in to make the things that you want to make, and you're only relying on your Web3 game audience, you know, then you need all 100 million of them to put $1 each in. You know what I mean? To put 10 cents each in, even a penny each in, right? You need them all, right? And there's too many games out there competing, right? Whereas if you make a normal game that hides the blockchain, that so it doesn't offend the normal gamer, and you know, and you're going to instead invest some of your time and energy into educating the gamer. The Web3 gamers, they get it. They go in, they find it, they know what to do, right? If you're going to educate the Web2 gamers, and we're going to slowly bridge them over into the Web2 plus 3, you know, or Web 2.5, as Artem said, right? Um, so you've got it, you still have to make a product, but you've got 3 billion mobile phone gamers. So if you go to the percentages, you know, and they've got money, you know, they can spend $10, $50, $100, not a problem, right? You want those guys playing your game. That's going to help fund your studio, right? But you also have to, so you need their numbers and the Web3 gamer numbers combined. And then you have to go to the investors and you need the investors to be able to see the numbers. And this is the only way that we're going to start to get people to feel comfortable investing, investors feeling comfortable investing in GameFi again. It's going to be down to the numbers, you know. And you don't need a million players a day. That'd be nice, but that's a breakaway hit that doesn't happen very often. You need, I don't know, you need 10,000 players a day. You need 50 or 100,000 monthly active users. That kind of money is enough to begin to get investors interested. I'm sorry, I don't know if I answered exactly the question
Yeah,
that
I believe so. I believe so.
okay.
And I also would like to add here that you're absolutely right that there are 3 billion of gamers, but if we narrow this just to Web3 gamers, it's like a small portion, maybe 1-2% from the whole gamer world. So focus on Web2 games, focus on just attract players to your games, and after that you can raise investment not like only from Web3 guys, and Web3 guys are not ready to invest right now in GameFi because of like overall crypto winter and bad experience with Ponzi, tokenomics, etc. But anyway, you can find if you have players, if you have traction, you can find investors, I believe. So awesome answer. I love this question because I mean the next one because it's related to your personal experience. So this is the question: what surprised you the most during development so far?
Ooh, what surprises the most? That's a really interesting question. There were thought I think being not designing in a bubble, okay? It used to be in the days of a console game, because remember I've been around since Die Hard Trilogy and Alien Trilogy for PlayStation 1, okay? And you had to design what's called waterfall. So you had to design the whole thing and then make it and hope for the best, hope that the waterfall works. And then you put it in a box, and that was it. It was in a box. It was on a CD or it was in a Nintendo cartridge. You can do anything. That was it. So, one thing that really has been watching the markets because we were already making Battle Rise when I got excited about Web3, and we're like, I want this to be a Web3 game as well. I want it to be a Web2 game, but I want Web3 in it as well, guys. Okay. And whilst we were putting in the first elements, the market changed. And we're like, oh, gee, we got to be faster and more agile. And so we actually had to change our development mechanics. So we've got 50% agile method, which is able to respond to changes within the market, and 50% waterfall. Okay. So we agile something. Oh, prediction markets are really hot at the moment. What could we do? We're like, well, actually, we've got a tournament-based system within all the games. If we just created a viewer where players could watch other players playing, and we can suggest leaderboards for discoverability, and then let players do prediction market on the results of the battles, or whatever. This was an agile thought. So we've had several little surprises along the way, as well. We had a couple of I had one nasty surprise where we believed the smoke and mirrors of some early numbers that we had, and we tried to do an NFT sale, and it didn't go as well as we thought it was going to. That was a nasty surprise, but it made us change. We're like, oh, okay, we really do need a Web2 business focus, but we also need our Web3 audience, and we need to reward our Web3 audience as well, because our Web3 audience, you guys are amazing. You play every day. The retention of a Web3 audience is off the charts compared to a Web2 audience who are much more casual, commute to work or at the weekend or evening type people. So lots of surprises along the way. Hopefully I gave you a couple of nice ones.
Amazing answer. I love the question. I love the answer even more. So I think we have a couple more. So the next one, in a scale from 1 to 10, how hard is it to develop a project like yours?
Okay, it is totally a 10, guys. Like if you want it, it is like it is we have very experienced people and we have very good technology, right? And we keep adding to our technology all the time. And what we don't have, we license, okay, which has a cost, okay? But in the world of AI vibe coding, if you want to make something, don't stop because you think it's too hard. Just make it. Make it with squares and circles and triangles. Ultimately, if it's fun, people will play it. Okay, right? Make something fun and go ahead and just get the basic idea down. My God, if you could get thousands of your friends, thousands of friends and friends of friends and friends of friends of friends playing something, you've got something, right? And then you can add a bit of art and a bit of this and a bit of that later. There are loads of ways that you can get your games out on PCs, web browsers, Telegram channels, all sorts, right? But as long as it's fun, people will find it. That's why Tetris was so big. That's why Minecraft was so big, even though it was back to pixels and blocks, you know? Anyway, yeah.
It's very insightful. We will cut it for a short and like publish it separately because it's really great answer. And considering you already touch AI, so what do you think about vibe coding overall? Will it change the industry? Will it disrupt game studios? And what would game industry in next 5 6 years? Will it be like I don't know, 1 + 1 million new titles every day because everyone just want to create something and can do it? Or how do you see that?
Yeah, well, look, there will be a level of saturation. You know, everybody thinks about, they think about the breakaway hit. There are so many players, it doesn't have to be a 100,000 a day breakaway hit to have some margin of success. I would say this, people are storytellers, right? AI puts tools into people's hands so that they can convey an idea. Okay. All I would say to you is don't just repeat what you saw with a different skin on it, unless that skin really adds something different. Remember, Angry Birds actually started as a tank game. It was a tank game, and somebody said, "What if we took the tanks out and made the bullet a character?" Now they had a new game, so that's fine. Like, you're going to do something like that, that's great, right? Right. But like, if you have a genuine idea, you could use vibe coding to try to get a little demo up. Get a demo up. Make it fun. Give it to your friends. Give it to your family. Make it fun, right? But don't stop creating. Keep creating. Do it for fun at first, and think about profit later.
That's amazing. I love this. And the last question from our community for today. So, what makes Triumph Games' skill to earn model in titles like Illumia and Battle Rise stand out from traditional play to earn schemes that relied heavily on token farming?
Okay, great. Okay, good question. Okay, so we've got a balance. We do have some token farming. Within the games. Okay, but skill to earn is a way that we can take. Look, ultimately, we need players. Okay, we're making fun for you guys to play. Okay, and the difference between the old, normal model of gamers and Web3 gaming, Web2 plus 3 gaming, right, is that the players who are playing, we want to make sure we reward you. Okay. You can already own things within the game. You can already farm some element within the game. But skill to earn is a way that we say, hey, we had a fantastic day. We had a fantastic month in January. We're going to put more into the pot this month. And we've got a new game mode. So play the new game mode. So we get to have you playing that bit, which is great. It means we can use you for our own A/B testing, right? And we see you playing the game, we see what you like, right? And we get to reward you for helping us. So, you helped put us in the map. Let's give you something back, right? You helped us test this. Let's give you something back. 85% of the suggestions that we've had in our Discord server have actually gone into the development roadmap. So we want to give back to you guys, you know. The days of the uber profit, and no sharing whatsoever. I think people are sick of greedies and they want, they want something back from, the billionaires and trillionaires of the world. We're not there yet, I promise. And why not? Why not give back? So if we can, we should. And skill to earn helps us balance that. It helps us look at the economics. If it was a down month in crypto, we could say, you know what, we can only afford to give 50,000 try token out this month. If it's an up month in crypto, we go, oh, we can give out 250,000 try token this month. So it's great. It protects you, protects us, and it just keeps the funds flowing.
Awesome. And in your opinion, like one question from my side, because all your speech made me some ideas. So, in the future, how do you think will we see the world where people, players, can earn money in games? Like we already did it, but it wasn't sustainable. Like in Decentraland, for example, in last bull cycle, people made tens, hundreds of thousands. It was even job marketplace where you can be creator of I don't know, banners or architect or some other stuff and earn money from that. So, but it wasn't sustainable. Yes, it wasn't for a long time. But in your opinion, in the future, considering that AI will replace jobs, all this stuff, will be the game one of the solutions how people can earn money in a sustainable way? Will be like an alternative economies for people where they can use their skills to earn money or not?
Good question. I'll try to give you, as I know we are very much at the end, I'll try to give you the shortest answer. And my answer is Star Trek. Okay. Now it's a strange answer, but in a world where you have no needs whatsoever, where you could make food with a matter synthesizer, and you have a home, and you have a this, and you have a that, right? In a world where you're just free to be your best self, then it's your choice. I'm gonna have to let the dog out. Give me a second, Coco. Uh, you know, so I think I think if we get AI to do the jobs people hate, and we save the fun stuff for us, being the best you that you can be, and we don't have trillionaires and billionaires because the economics just change. Money becomes almost meaningless. Okay, but now we got to bring it back to about now. So maybe the decentralized aspect of the world economy at the moment, maybe as it continues to grow, it's going to force out the billionaires, the trillionaires, because it's going to create this kind of almost like a universal income and where people do what they love and they just get paid to exist. Hopefully, I'd love to see that. That'd be fantastic. You know, I think people might become a bit lazy. Guys, make sure you go touch grass. But I'd love to. I would love to see a world of people creating things. And
Uh,
enjoying.
I would wrap up this AMA session with the idea you mentioned, like please create, and keep creating and make it fun for everyone. So thank you for this insightful AMA session, Matthew, Artem. It was a pleasure to meet you today and to hear a lot of interesting stuff. So who watched us today, please try games like Battle Rise or Illumia. I believe you will love it. And also can share the feedback with Matthew, use our X, follow us, follow Matthew, follow Triumph Games. And let's make this world better together. Let's create, let's make fun, and let's enjoy it.
Thank you guys.
Fantastic
Find us
final words.
Linktree. Yeah, Linktree, Triumph Games. Get involved. Get in the Discord server. Come and join us. Come and communicate with us.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for having us. Gagarin is also always here to help you with Web3 marketing. So hit us in DMs. And yeah, looking forward to collaborate with EDMM and with Valorize, with Illumia in the future. All the best to you guys.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for having us. It was a pleasure. Always a pleasure to hang.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Have
Gab.
a good end of the day and see you soon. Bye bye.
See you soon.